Hey, I'm Mac. My pronouns are she, they, and this is my life in the intersections. Literally feel like I'm doing a slate for an audition. I plan to start all of my videos with some sort of audio description, and since this is my first official video and I just finished putting together my background, I'm gonna talk you through it. I am drinking some electrolytes. If you also have pots, you should get some electrolytes too. Really, anyone watching, take this as your sign to hydrate. I have a little spot here on my acrylic shelf that I'm always going to keep open for my drinks. I have two acrylic shelves on my right. The top shelf has candles and a little fake lavender plant. The bottom shelf has two cups and a little fake lavender plant. And this cup here, actually, I have sort of on display. It says disabled isn't a bad word. And this is Rolette's merch. It's clear with pink writing. Just under my shelves on my right are some of my mobility aids. I have my pink floral cane and my black forearm crutches. They're smart crutches with pink decals on them that have this little design. Directly behind me is my picture wall, poster board wall. This is very much giving teenage room vibes. Yes, I'm in my 30s. All of the pictures behind me are kind of out of focus, but they are all of the blue and beige variety. Just directly to the left of where those posters end, I have my Laduca boots hanging on the wall with a little pink fake plant underneath. You can see the corner of my diploma hanging there on my left. I'm a 30-something queer Mexican-American dynamically disabled performer pursuing musical theater in New York City. I first started experiencing disabling symptoms in 2020 during quarantine. It wasn't because of COVID, but it was probably triggered because of the stress of the pandemic. Naturally, I turned to YouTube to see if anyone else out in the world was experiencing things similar to me. While I've found a number of creators incredibly helpful over the past 4 years, it became super clear to me that there was a lack of the niche that I was looking for here on YouTube. The niche that I fall into, the intersections that I lie in, the intersections that I live in every single day. BIPOC theater artists with disabilities sharing their journey to diagnosis, learning how to navigate a body that is very, very different than what they're used to navigating. All while trying to continue pursuing a career that is incredibly physical, oftentimes vain, and unfortunately inaccessible. If I'm being completely honest, I was thankful that the pandemic lined up with my onset of disabling symptoms because it allowed me to take this natural hiatus from my career. Until about a year ago, I went from thinking my career was over for good to making my off-Broadway debut in a play as the lead role and signing with my first agent, who is totally aligned with all of the goals that I have for my future. And all of this happened within a year of diving back into the industry full force, being openly and transparently disabled, dynamically disabled. And I'm excited to talk about it and share my story. Throughout my 2-month off-Broadway contract, I talked about it a lot as it came up on my Instagram, and the response was so overwhelming. There is absolutely a community out there of disabled performers, of chronically ill performers. And the sad truth is that so many of us are afraid to claim it out in the open for fear that it would mean we're not going to book the job. I want to use this channel as a way to build community of all of these disabled performers that I've gotten to know over the course of my contract, and those of you that are out there that I have yet to meet. I want to create this cozy little corner of the internet where we can share our stories, share resources, and encourage one another to continue going after our dreams. So we no longer have to navigate advocating for our needs in a silo. From going through audition season 2024 with my service dog, to bringing my cane into the room, to attending dance classes with mobility aids, connecting with choreographers ahead of time, the countless doctor's appointments and specialists because, yeah, I'm still on my diagnosis journey 4 years in, to figuring out accessibility at Pride events, traveling, to figuring out the easiest ways to get around New York City. On this channel, I'm going to touch on all of it. I used to think all of my multitude of identities were their own separate paths, their own separate communities. But the overlap, the intersectionality of every piece of me makes me me and informs the experience of the others. I'm not just disabled. I'm disabled while also being brown. I'm not just brown. I'm brown while also being queer. I'm not just queer. I'm queer while also being brown and disabled, pursuing musical theater in New York City. All of it matters, and all of it is a piece of me. Hence the concept, living life in the intersections. I've officially finished my electrolytes. Have you finished your hydration? Subscribe now. Turn the bell notifications on, all of the things that the YouTubers say. And I'm so glad you're here. Cheers.